Hi everybody. Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the drama-packed world of Port Charles as we unpack the jaw-dropping events set to unfold on Wednesday, June 11th. From simmering revenge plots to courtroom showdowns, secret schemes, and unexpected reunions, this episode promises to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Let's explore the tangled web of relationships, hidden agendas, and emotional turmoil with fresh insights, expanded details, and a few creative twists that will add even more depth to the storylines you know and love. First up, let's turn our attention to the fiery determination of Brooklyn Quartermaine as she plots her next move with a steely resolve. In a tense exchange with her grandmother, Tracy Quartermaine, at the family estate, Brooklyn will lay out her bold intentions. With a glint of defiance in her eyes, she'll declare that it's high time certain individuals are reminded never to cross her. While Tracy might suspect that Brooklyn's wrath is directed at Lulu Spencer, given their long-standing friction over personal and family matters, there's more to this vendetta than meets the eye. Could Brooklyn be harboring grievances against someone else entirely, perhaps a hidden player in this game of power? Tracy, ever the voice of caution after delivering a stern warning in the previous episode, might urge Brooklyn to reconsider her aggressive approach, especially when it could impact young Giovanni Joe Palmieri, who has already endured enough upheaval. Sources suggest Brooklyn has reached out to a legal eagle, Marco Rios, to explore the possibility of a lawsuit against Lulu, believing this might be the ultimate way to settle old scores. However, Tracy may plead with her granddaughter to avoid stirring up a storm that could engulf the entire family, warning that legal battles often unearth skeletons best left buried. Meanwhile, over at the art gallery, a storm of a different kind is brewing as Ava Jerome takes on the role of protective confidant. Trina Robinson, still reeling from recent emotional turbulence, will pour her heart out to Ava during a quiet moment surrounded by vibrant paintings and unspoken secrets. Ava, with her sharp instincts and protective nature, will listen intently before issuing a chilling caution. She'll advise Trina to tread carefully around that man, her tone laced with suspicion and concern. While Ava might be referring to Drew Kane, given the whispers of his questionable alliances and murky past with Kai Taylor, there's a chance her warning could point to someone unexpected. Could Ava have uncovered a hidden danger in Trina's orbit, perhaps a new character with ties to Port Charles' underbelly? As Trina processes this cryptic advice, viewers can't help but wonder if Ava's own history of navigating dangerous liaisons will guide Trina or lead her straight into trouble. The gallery, often a place of beauty and inspiration, will transform into a backdrop for whispered warnings and brewing mistrust in this pivotal scene. In another corner of Port Charles, emotions run high in Portia Robinson's office at General Hospital, where Kai Taylor seeks to clear the air. Sitting across from Portia, Kai will wear a look of genuine remorse as he broaches a delicate subject. He'll confess to unintentionally overhearing a heated argument between Portia and Curtis Ashford during a recent encounter, his voice tinged with regret. Kai may reveal that he hadn't meant to intrude on such a private moment and express sorrow for not grasping the full extent of the tension surrounding Drew Kane's influence in their lives. But there's more to this apology than mere eavesdropping. Whispers in the hospital corridors suggest Kai might also be privy to Curtis' secretive plan to manipulate the narrative around Drew by paying Jacinda to fabricate a story about that fateful night involving ketamine. If Curtis pushes forward with this deceit, Kai might feel morally compelled to expose the truth to Drew, setting the stage for an explosive confrontation. As Portia grapples with this revelation, her frustration will boil over once she's alone. The walls of her office will echo with her silent meltdown as the mounting stress of Drew's shadow over her family threatens to unravel her composure. Will Portia find a way to shield her loved ones from the chaos, or is this just the beginning of a deeper spiral? Shifting gears to the legal arena, Christina Corinthos Davis emerges as a calculating force with a lucrative proposition for Cody Bell. After floating a mysterious offer in the prior episode, Christina will elaborate on her daring scheme during Wednesday's show. With a sly smile, she'll suggest that Cody could rake in a substantial sum by initiating a lawsuit, likely targeting Ava Jerome for reasons yet to be fully unveiled. Is this a personal vendetta, or does Christina see Ava as a convenient pawn in a larger game? The stakes of this plan could reshape alliances in Port Charles, and Cody's decision whether to dive into this risky venture or steer clear will send ripples through the community. Christina's knack for stirring the pot has never been more evident, and as she dangles this tempting carrot, viewers will be left wondering if Cody's greed or conscience will win out in the end. The courtroom itself becomes a battleground as Willow Corinthos takes the stand with unwavering determination. Under the scrutinizing gaze of Diane Miller, Willow will passionately argue her case for full custody, painting a picture of desperation and necessity. Her defense of Drew Kane will be resolute, brushing aside any accusations or doubts Diane might throw her way with a fervor that borders on blind loyalty. However, cracks in Willow's story may begin to surface as Diane probes deeper, particularly regarding Willow's claim of visiting Michael Corinthos at a clinic in Germany. According to Willow, Michael refused to see her, but a note from Michael to Diane tells a different talion of deception orchestrated by Drew himself, who allegedly bribed a clinic employee to perpetuate this lie. As the courtroom drama intensifies, Willow might cling to her rose-colored view of Drew, ignoring the red flags waving furiously around her. Will the truth shatter her trust, or will Drew's web of manipulation hold strong for another day? This legal clash promises to peel back layers of deceit, leaving fans gripping their seats. Elsewhere, a heartwarming yet intriguing reunion awaits as Laura Collins reconnects with Martin Gray, who returns to Port Charles with news that could shift the balance of power. In a cozy corner of the town, Martin will share updates with Laura, his voice brimming with confidence as he declares that, for once, the law is firmly in his corner. Could this mean Martin has unearthed a legal loophole or damning evidence against Tracy Quartermaine, his longtime adversary in both personal and professional spheres? Perhaps Martin has secured allies in high places or stumbled upon a forgotten clause in a contract that could turn the tables. Whatever his ace in the hole, Martin's determination to exact revenge on Tracy will add another layer of intrigue to an already complex feud. Laura, ever the mediator, might find herself torn between supporting Martin's quest for justice and preserving peace among the families tied to this conflict. How will this legal gamut play out, and what unexpected casualties might it claim? Finally, the episode teases a significant turning point for Isaiah, who receives a life-altering offer amidst whispers of Lucky Spencer's impending departure. As the two prepare to bid farewell, possibly during an emotional exchange at the docks under the fading light of day, the nature of this offer remains shrouded in mystery. Might it be tied to Lucky's adventurous spirit, a call for Isaiah to join him on a global mission to right wrongs far beyond Port Charles? Or could this opportunity stem from a local figure looking to anchor Isaiah in town with a promising career or personal venture? Isaiah, having found a sense of belonging in this chaotic yet captivating town, may wrestle with the decision to stay rooted or chase a new horizon. The poignant goodbye to Lucky will undoubtedly tug at heartstrings, while the offer itself opens a door to endless possibilities for Isaiah's future. Next, we're delving into the shadowy undercurrents of Port Charles as we uncover the perilous path that Emma Scorpio Drake seems to be treading in her pursuit of opportunity. The latest spoilers for General Hospital hint at a dangerous dance with destiny as Emma crosses paths with the enigmatic and unsettling Professor Henry Hank Dalton at Pew. With new twists, expanded details, and inventive elements woven into the narrative, let's explore the brewing storm that could engulf Emma, alongside the intersecting lives of other key players like Jocelyn Jacks. From hidden agendas to risky flirtations, this episode promises to keep us glued to our screens with suspense and intrigue. Let's start by setting the stage at Port Charles University, where Emma Scorpio Drake finds herself at a crossroads after missing out on a coveted research assistant position under Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Undeterred by this setback, Emma's sharp mind begins to churn with alternative strategies to get close to the professor, believing that proximity to him might unlock doors to her future. But whispers around campus paint a far darker picture of Dalton, suggesting that aligning with him could lead her straight into a lion's den. Could Emma, with her youthful ambition and determination, be unwittingly stepping into a trap of her own making, as she schemes to capture Dalton's attention through less conventional means, perhaps by showcasing her charm and intellect at university events? There's an uneasy sense that she might be playing with fire. The stakes are heightened by rumors of Dalton's questionable ethics, leaving us to ponder whether Emma's bold moves will lead to triumph or tragedy in the hallowed halls of PCU. Diving deeper into the mystery surrounding Professor Dalton, General Hospital spoilers cast a chilling light on his true nature. Far from the scholarly mentor one might expect, Dalton exudes an unsettling aura that has both students and faculty whispering behind closed doors. Recent revelations have tied his research funding to the notorious Jen Sidwell, a name synonymous with danger and illicit dealings in Port Charles. This connection hints at a hidden agenda behind Dalton's academic fallout. A cold his projects be a front for something far more sinister, perhaps experiments or dealings that skirt the edge of legality. For Emma, who is unaware of the full extent of these ties, getting close to Dalton might mean entering a world of peril she's ill-prepared to navigate. And like Jocelyn Jacks, who is secretly investigating Dalton as part of her inaugural WSB mission with the skills and training to match, Emma's inexperience could prove to be her Achilles heel. Will her naivety blind her to the red flags, or will an unexpected ally step in before it's too late? A particularly charged moment unfolds at the Metro Court pool, transforming a sunlit afternoon into a scene brimming with tension. As Emma emerges from the water in a striking hot pink bikini, her playful splashes catch the eye of none other than Professor Dalton, who lounges nearby with a predatory gaze. His interest is unmistakable, and it's clear that his thoughts stray far from academic mentorship, focusing instead on Emma's allure under the summer sun. Emma, sensing the weight of his stare, doesn't shy away. Instead, she subtly amplifies her charm, perhaps with a confident smile or a lingering glance, hoping to leverage this attention for her benefit. But beneath the surface of this seemingly innocent game lies a troubling question: just how far will Dalton take his fascination? And does Emma truly understand the risks of engaging with someone whose intentions appear far from honorable? The pool deck, usually a place of carefree relaxation, becomes a silent battlefield where power dynamics and hidden motives clash, leaving viewers on edge about the potential fallout of this charged interaction. The deeper we dig into Dalton's character, the more unsettling the picture becomes, raising serious doubts about his ability to respect boundaries. Is he the type of man who can accept rejection gracefully, or does his interest in Emma hint at a darker obsession that could spiral into something dangerous? General Hospital seems to be laying the groundwork for a harrowing storyline, foreshadowing a situation where Emma might find herself in grave peril, whether in a secluded bedroom encounter late at night or an isolated corner of the campus where help is far away. Perhaps Dalton's charms conceal a controlling nature, one that could manifest violently if Emma oversteps or rebuffs his advances. The soap's narrative teases a dire predicament, possibly involving a late-night study session gone wrong under the flickering lights of a deserted library. Will Emma's gamble to win favor through flirtation lead her into a nightmare from which there's no easy escape, or will fate intervene at the 11th hour to spare her from harm? Enter Jocelyn Jacks, a pivotal figure in this unfolding drama, who stands as both a potential savior and a conflicted player in her own right. As Dalton's newly appointed research assistant, Jocelyn operates within the same orbit as both Emma and the professor, placing her in a unique position to observe and perhaps intervene. Her secret role as a WSB operative means she's already delving into Dalton's murky dealings, gathering intel on his ties to Jen Sidwell while maintaining the guise of a dedicated student. But Jocelyn's history with Emma, marked by a complex frenemy dynamic full of past rivalries over mutual interests and shared circles, adds layers of tension to any potential rescue. If a critical moment arises where Emma faces an imminent threat, say, a confrontation in Dalton's dimly lit office after hours, Jocelyn might face a heart-wrenching choice: step in to save Emma, risking the exposure of her covert WSB identity, or maintain her cover at the cost of her old acquaintance's safety. The moral dilemma weighs heavy, as Jocelyn's instincts as a trained agent clash with the personal stakes of letting harm come to someone she knows, however strained their bond may be. Further complicating Jocelyn's predicament is the potential fallout of any decision she makes in the heat of the moment. Should she choose to protect Emma by intervening during a dangerous encounter, perhaps by creating a diversion or confronting Dalton directly under the pretext of urgent research questions, the ripple effects could be catastrophic for her mission. Exposing even a hint of her true purpose as a WSB operative might alert Dalton and his shadowy backers, potentially jeopardizing not just her assignment but her safety in Port Charles. On the other hand, standing by as Emma faces peril may be hearing a muffled cry from behind a closed door while pretending to be engrossed in lab notes cold haunt Jocelyn with guilt, fraying the edges of her professional resolve. The soap tantalizes us with the possibility that Jocelyn's innate sense of justice, honed by her family's legacy and her own moral compass, will push her toward action, even if it means navigating treacherous waters afterward. How will she balance her duty to the WSB with unspoken loyalty she might still feel toward Emma, despite their rocky past? As the layers of this storyline unfold, the broader implications for Port Charles come into sharper focus, hinting at a web of danger that extends beyond just Emma and Jocelyn. With Jen Sidwell's influence lurking behind Dalton's academic pursuits, there's a chilling possibility that his research could be tied to larger criminal enterprise, perhaps experiments or data collection meant to serve Sidwell's nefarious goals, ranging from corporate espionage to something even more sinister like biochemical schemes. Emma's unwitting involvement might draw unwanted attention from Sidwell's operatives, placing her in a crossfire she never anticipated when she first set her sights on Dalton's approval. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's investigation could unearth secrets that threaten to upend power dynamics in the town, especially if her findings link back to influential families or long-buried scandals. Could a seemingly personal conflict between a student and her professor spiral into a town-wide crisis, pulling in characters like Rocco Falconeri, whose own storylines often intersect with themes of loyalty and danger, as a concerned friend or unexpected protector? As we brace for the next explosive episode of General Hospital, the saga of Emma Scorpio Drake and Professor Henry Hank Dalton stands poised to deliver thrills, chills, and moral quandaries aplenty. Will Emma's bold play for opportunity land her in a trap she can't escape, or will Jocelyn's hidden heroics save the day at a steep personal cost? The sun-drenched poolside glances and late-night campus encounters are just the beginning of a storyline that promises to test the boundaries of trust, ambition, and survival in Port Charles. Next, we're delving into the heartbreaking revelation behind Jonathan Jackson's decision to step away from his iconic role as Lucky Spencer on General Hospital. This news has shaken the Port Charles community and left fans reeling with a mix of sadness and curiosity. In this expanded exploration, we'll unpack the reasons for his departure, weave in fresh details and creative elements, and paint a vivid picture of the emotional farewells awaiting us in the upcoming episodes. From personal struggles to the impact on the Spencer family, let's dive into this poignant chapter of General Hospital history with all the drama and depth you crave. To begin, the bombshell of Jonathan Jackson's exit from General Hospital as Lucky Spencer has hit fans like a tidal wave of unexpected sorrow. After a triumphant return to Port Charles in August 2024, following nearly a decade away, the news of his departure, confirmed after a telling episode on Thursday, June 5th, has left viewers stunned. That episode dropped subtle hints of Lucky's potential exit, most notably through a heart-wrenching moment when he poured his soul into a marriage proposal to Elizabeth Liz Baldwin, only to face a gentle but firm rejection under the soft glow of a Port Charles evening. Social media platforms erupted with fan reactions, ranging from disbelief to despair, as the confirmation of Jackson's exit later that day cemented the reality of losing Lucky once more. The actor, in a candid interview with TV Insider, opened up about the unexpected turn of events, revealing that his brief 9-month stint back on the soap was never meant to end so soon. What could have possibly driven this beloved character away from the town that shaped so much of his story? As we peel back the layers, it's clear that this departure is less about creative differences and more about the personal toll of a life split between two worlds. Delving into the core of Jackson's decision, the actor shared a deeply personal struggle with balancing his professional commitments and family life. Residing in Nashville, Tennessee, with his wife and 3 children, Jackson faced an arduous commute to the ABC studios in Los Angeles, California, where General Hospital unfolds its dramatic tales. The constant travel across states, through bustling airports and long, lonely highways, began to weigh heavily on him, disrupting the harmony of his home life. In his TV Insider conversation, Jackson reflected on moments of hope where he believed he could juggle the demands of filming with cherished family time, perhaps envisioning weekends filled with laughter at a Nashville park interspersed with intense shooting schedules under Hollywood lights. There were moments where I thought, I think I can find this balance with the family and time back and forth, he admitted with a tinge of regret. Yet, despite his best efforts, perhaps late-night discussions with his family about making it work and countless prayers for guidance with relentless back-and-forth proved unsustainable. Jackson and his loved ones ultimately realized that continuing this way was taking too high a toll, prompting the difficult but necessary choice to step away. Could there have been a way for the production to accommodate a hybrid filming schedule, or was this separation inevitable given the logistics of a soap opera's demanding pace? Beyond the logistical challenges, there's an undercurrent of disappointment among fans regarding Lucky Spencer's storyline or lack thereof following his much-hyped return. When Jackson reprised his role last August, the anticipation was palpable. Viewers expected epic arcs filled with the kind of high-stakes drama that defined Lucky's earlier years, from daring rescues to emotional reunions. Instead, after the initial burst of excitement surrounding his arrival, Lucky's presence in Port Charles seemed to fade into the background, lacking a compelling narrative thread to anchor him. Perhaps the writers envisioned a slow burn, intending to reintroduce key conflicts like unresolved tensions with old foes or rekindled passions, but the momentum stalled. Whispers in fan forums speculate that Lucky might have been poised for a dramatic storyline involving a hidden past with a mysterious figure tied to the Casadini family. A plotline that could have unearthed buried secrets at the Spencer estate. Without such a gripping arc, some viewers feel his exit, while personally driven, also reflects a missed opportunity to fully capitalize on his return. Yet, there's a silver lining in the hope that Jackson's amicable departure from the show, rumored by behind-the-scenes conflict, leaves the door ajar for future cameo appearances when his schedule aligns. Perhaps during significant Spencer family milestones like weddings or crises. Turning our gaze to the emotional landscape of Port Charles, the upcoming week of June 9th to 13th promises to be a tearjerker as Lucky prepares to bid farewell once again to those who hold his heart. General Hospital spoilers tease heart-rending scenes as Lucky shares poignant goodbyes with his sister, Lulu Spencer, whose own journey has been fraught with challenges. Under the familiar arches of their childhood haunts, picture a quiet moment by the docks with their mother, Laura Collins, whose heart soars and breaks simultaneously at having both her children near, only to lose one again, her eyes reflecting a lifetime of maternal love and loss as the harbor breeze carries their whispered promises to stay connected. Lucky's parting with Elizabeth Baldwin, the love of his life, might unfold in the hospital courtyard where they've shared countless memories. Their conversation laced with unspoken regrets and tender glances that hint at a love that time can't fully erase. And perhaps most gut-wrenching of all will be his farewell to his son, Aiden Spencer, possibly in a serene park setting where Lucky kneels to meet Aiden's gaze, offering words of wisdom about courage and family while fighting back tears under the shade of an ancient oak tree. These moments will undoubtedly strike a chord with longtime fans who've watched Lucky grow from a rebellious youth to a protective father. Adding a creative twist to these farewells, imagine a surprise gathering orchestrated by Laura at the Spencer family home, a last-ditch effort to create one final memory before Lucky's departure. The living room, adorned with old photographs and mementos of Spencer family adventures, becomes a haven of nostalgia as Lulu, despite her own struggles, shares a childhood story about Lucky's daring escapades that has everyone laughing through misty eyes. Elizabeth might slip a small, meaningful token into Lucky's hand, a locket with a photo of Aiden from years past as a silent reminder of what awaits his return. Meanwhile, Aiden, with the innocence and hope of youth, could present Lucky with a hand-drawn map of Port Charles titled Dad's Guide Home, marking all the places they've shared joy, ensuring Lucky knows his heart remains here. These invented elements deepen the emotional resonance of Lucky's exit, painting a picture of a family clinging to love amidst inevitable separation. While the flickering candlelight of the gathering symbolizes both an end and a promise of future reunions. As we look ahead, the possibility of Lucky's sporadic returns offers a glimmer of hope amidst the sorrow of his departure. Given that Jackson's exit stems from personal logistics rather than any discord with the General Hospital team, the pathway for guest appearances during pivotal Port Charles events remains open. Imagine Lucky riding back into town on a motorcycle for a dramatic rescue during a crisis at the hospital, his signature smirk reassuring everyone that some things never change. Or arriving just in time for Aiden's high school graduation, standing proudly in the crowd with tears of pride. Laura's joy at seeing her son, even briefly, would once again fill her heart, reinforcing the unbreakable bonds of the Spencer clan. Perhaps the writers could craft a recurring motif where Lucky sends postcards from Nashville to Aiden, each one detailing a life lesson or a shared memory, keeping their connection alive across the miles. Fans can hold on to the dream that these intermittent visits will sprinkle Lucky's spirit back into the tapestry of General Hospital, ensuring his legacy endures even as he steps away from the daily drama. In closing, Jonathan Jackson's exit as Lucky Spencer marks a bittersweet chapter for General Hospital. blending personal necessity with the emotional weight of saying goodbye to a character who's been a cornerstone of Port Charles lore. From the grueling commute that strained his family life to the muted storyline that left fans wanting more, this departure encapsulates both real-world challenges and fictional farewells. As we brace for the tearful goodbyes in the week of June 9th to 13th, the promise of future appearances keeps a flicker of hope alive. Tune into ABC to witness every poignant moment of Lucky's journey out of town, and share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Lucky's exit, and what do you hope to see for him in the future? Let's keep the Spencer spirit burning bright as we navigate this emotional twist together.